Hey guys, welcome to our online yin class. This practice is just as important as our yang, as our physical, as our moving around a lot, especially if we're spending more time at home. All the time when we sit, all of our connective tissue, our fascia, all the tissue around our joints starts to tighten up. What we want to do here is just bring some energy, bring some movement, bring some opening into those places in the body. And today specifically, we're going to be working up the chain with a few little detours, but instead of just thinking about this sensation in each different part of the body, I want you to think about this energy moving from the feet up through the legs, through the hips, through the spine, and out the chest. All you will need for this class is one of these. Yeah, just a regular pillow. If you have a bolster and blocks, awesome, you're welcome to use them. But just a regular pillow will do the job. So start off just in a comfortable seat. Start to close down your eyes. Feel the breath moving in and out. And unlike our yang practices, we don't need any control over the breath. There doesn't need to be any force. Just watching it move in and out. Let this be one of your anchors that you practice. Your mind starts to become too much, you can bring yourself back to it. Allow a little bit of length to come into the spine. Slowly start to drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. And this may be enough sensation through the left side of the neck, but if you want a little more, take your left fingers towards the earth. One more round of breath here. Slowly move the crown of your head back towards the sky. Start to drop your left ear to your left shoulder again. This may be enough. Or you can start to take your right fingertips towards the ground. And in yin, it's important we don't go searching for this sensation. We want feelings in the body to be subtle, to be gentle. Create these shapes and we just invite the sensation. One last round of breath. Slowly back towards center. Start to blink open your eyes. We move towards our first posture. Fire toes. So here, all we want to make sure we do is tuck the toes underneath. Yep, as far as setting up the rest of the body, there's a lot of different variations we can take. If this is a lot for your knees, bring them onto your pillow. And you can sit in this shape with the weight in your heels. If you want a little less sensation, start to bring your torso forward, hands on the earth. Yeah, this is going to take some of the weight out of your toes. And the sensation, a little more gentle but fine. Whichever variation is going to serve you best. Once you land, start to close down the eyes. Any point through this practice you need to move, it is totally fine. Just make sure whatever movements you do take are really mindful. You're not just moving for the sake of moving and because you're distracted, you're moving to help your practice. Then the movement becomes part of the practice. A few more breaths here. Don't fight against the sensation, just be with it. Just as you're watching your breath, you're not forcing it, you're doing the same with the sensation. Just watching it move in and out. Watching it become more subtle. One final long, slow, deep breath. And to move to our next posture. Here, all we're doing is untucking the toes. You can remove the pillow. So our toes are pointed. You can stay here if this is enough. Or you can start to gently take the weight back. Just opening up through the front of the feet. Again, find your depth. You could be up here, your hands could even be forward as long as your toes are pointed. You're lengthening through the front of the ankles to the top of the feet. Find your variation with no judgment. But once you land there, be there. Yeah, be in that stillness. Let the body feel what it needs to feel. All you're doing is watching. Let go of that need to control. Just as you can mindfully move to come out of the posture, you can also mindfully release to invite a little more sensation. Okay, just make sure there's intent behind everything you do. Every movement is to connect more with your practice, not to take yourself out of it. Feel the thoughts, the mind start to speed up. Just bring yourself back to that breath. Gentle in and out. Just one final long, slow, deep breath here before we get ready to move. Slowly as you need to, start to bring your torso up. Bring your legs out in front. Here, start to bring your right shin parallel with the front of the mat. We're coming in to Fire Log or Sukhasana if you're more familiar with the Yang version. That left ankle is going to come either on top of the right knee or the left shin is going to come in front. of the right shin. So we're in this box shape, shins are out far away from the hips, thighs are going close to straight forward. This may be enough for you. If it is, awesome, stay here. Or you can start to gently hinge at the hips, fold forward. You can bring your pillow, your block, your bolster, whatever you need, whatever props are helping your practice. Start to release them. Be gentle with your body here. Our hips hold a lot of tension. That means when we release from them, there can be a lot of sensation. Every message, every bit of information that has to travel from any other part of your body down into your legs has to move through your hips. That's why it's really common. This is an area of the body that becomes tight and stiff. Two, it's really important that we spend some time opening, paying attention to this part of the body. So if you can release any more, please do. Can release a little more, let go. The knees sink down towards the earth. If you're folding forward, your chest starts to move a little closer as well. One more slow round of breath here before we get ready to move. Start to lift back up. Shift your torso back. Bring the soles of your feet to the edges of your mat. Allow your knees to knock in towards each other. Bring our thighs into this internal rotation shape after they've just been in external. We're encouraging all of the movements our hips can make, but really subtly, really gently. There's no force. We're just inviting sensation. One last round of breath. Now we take Philo Sukhasana on the other side. So bring the left shin parallel with the front of the mat. That right ankle either on top of the knee or just in front of the shin. Again, find your depth. You could be sitting up straight, or you can start to hinge forward, leading with the chest, finding your depth, then rounding over. Again, enter this posture with a sense of compassion for yourself. Our bodies aren't symmetrical. One side is generally always a little different to the other, especially when it comes to hips. So instead of fighting against this, just accept it. Accept that this is a part of your body. It's important as we think about ourselves in this practice, there's always a sense of gratitude, not for what we're not able to do, but what we are able to do. If you've made it this far, there's something to be grateful for. So instead of trying to control your body, trying to move it as much as you can, just let go. Gratitude for what you are able to do. Can you release a little bit more? One final breath before we get ready to move. Gently, slowly as you can, lift the torso up. Start to send it back, feet to the edges of your mat and knees. Fall in towards the middle. Maybe you feel a little more comfortable here, so you can start to walk your feet out. Keeping your knees moving towards each other. One last breath here. Start to lift the torso back up. Bring your legs out long. Coming into caterpillar pose or Paschimottanasana for our yang yogis. Bring your bolster, your pillow, either the length of your legs or across your shins, or you can have no problem. All you're doing is rounding the torso over, arms hang heavy down your sides. The only activity is your chin
towards your chest. Let everything else go heavy. Release control. If you can, maybe you bring your head to your bolster or your pillow. Or you just let it release down into space. Because here we're opening up this back functional fascial line. You may feel sensation in the back of your feet, your legs, up your spine, even the back of your neck. Wherever this sensation comes, let it be. It's your body telling you that's where it needs to be feeling. In this posture, you can really notice that tension leaving the back line and feel yourself subconsciously, without any effort, releasing more into this pose. As this happens, don't fight it. Trust your body knows where it wants to go. Look for the sensation, just let it be there. The movements you take, they're mindful. Here I want you to really think about letting go. Go of the need to control the breath, control the body. Just watch these things move. They're playing out in a screen in front of you. One last slow breath. Start to journey back up, lay down on your back. Take your bolster, your pillow, your block, place it underneath your hips. I'm just doubling mine over here. Coming into bridge pose, so take either a bend in your knee. You're welcome to stay here, or you can start to straighten out the legs. But wherever you are, feel yourself melt down over your prop. Start to release. This gentle opening through your lumbar spine and also your front line of fascia. Close down your eyes if you haven't already. As I said before, actively feel yourself melt down either side of your body. One last breath here. Start to remove your pride. Place it off to the side. Slowly start to bring your hands up over your head. Walk both of your feet over to the right side. Both of your hands over to the right side. Your hips stay heavy, allowing this gentle opening through the left side of the body. If this is too much, with your arms overhead, you're welcome to bring them down by your side. Again, don't force sensation here, just let it come. Feel like you need to anchor down your ankles and your hands. Take one over the other. Allow those two end points to be heavy. Allow your hips to be heavy. Allow sensation to creep in. Breath here. To journey the feet and the hands over to the other side. And notice if one side is different to the other, that is totally fine. It's all part of it. Being okay with that is all part of it. Learning to work with that is all part of the practice. here, instead of just watching the air move down into the belly, seeing it go up and down, you start to notice that prana, that life force moving into the side bodies as well. Energy, sensation that we've been moving up the body. Amplified by that subtle breath. Not by force of the body, not by control. This thing just allowed to move in and out. Watch breath, sensation, the energy move. Trust that your body knows exactly what it's doing. Last breath in. Slowly begin to journey back towards center. Start to hug your knees towards your chest. Give them a loving hug. Stay in this compassionate, kind shape as long as you need, but when you're ready, keeping your shoulders heavy, start to drop your knees over to one side. Use your prop, your pillow, your bolster, your block in between or underneath your knees for a little more support. Once you get there, let go of any tension. As we twist through the spine, there's this beautiful visual of wringing out a spine. As we twist, let go, we get rid of whatever's not serving us. So then we come back fresh, ready to allow whatever we need to come in. And just like the breath, watch the sensation flow in and out. If it's strong, it slowly becomes softer. Softer, you can move deeper, and it becomes stronger again. Constantly moving in and out, up and down. It's important we work with the flow and not against it. So every time you can release a little bit more, release a little bit more. final breath. Slowly move back through center, that loving heart. And allow your knees to fall gently to the left side. Remember, pillow, bolster, block in between or underneath. Your knees are going to give you more support. On this side as well, this whole new sensation, wringing out the spine. Just as we did before, letting go with every passive breath out. Allowing your knees and your shoulders to be heavy. Allowing your body to go exactly where it needs to. Trust that it knows best. You can let go a little bit more, let go just a little bit more. Gently, slowly back towards center, another loving heart. Send your legs out long, start to roll onto your belly. Bring the backs of your hands to the earth, your chin or your cheek to the mat. Allow your shoulders to roll over. Feel your heart beating on the mat. Moved up the chain, the feet, up the legs, to the hips, the spine. Now we open up through the chest. Start to take that right arm out in line with the shoulder. Using your left arm, start to roll towards the right side. Let your head release down to the mat. Bend your knee for a little more support. Take a bolster or a pillow underneath your chest. Start to feel the right side of your heart space open. So move this energy and this sensation up the chain. Now allow whatever needs to come to come. Trust your body, trust this practice. Allow it to be there. One last breath here. Start to roll back to center. Backs of your hands to the earth, chin or cheek to the mat. Release down. Allow the sensation to settle, to land in your body. When you're ready, start to move to the other side. The left arm comes out in line with the shoulder. You can bring a prop underneath your chest. Bend your knees if you need to. A little more support. Allow this opening to come. Allow it to be gentle and soft. It's still potent, still opening up this heart space. Invite a little more opening, let it come. Your props support you. Almost at the end of our journey together. One last breath here. Move your prop, lay down on your belly. And you're welcome to either stay here, if this is more comfortable for you, or you can roll onto your back. Use your pillow or your bolster as support, but we land in Shavasana. Final resting pose. So do whatever you need to do to be comfortable. Relaxed, still and soft. Close down your eye. If there's any tiny bits of tension left in the body, release them. Start to feel yourself slowly sink down into the mat. That energy, sensation is moved from the toes, the legs, through the hips, the spine, out through the chest. Through this loving heart space. So as we lay here, notice that subtle warmth. Breathing that energy in and out.
slowly, gently start to bring yourself back. Whether that's by bringing your awareness to the breath. Maybe you notice a sensation in your skin on the mat. Start to take some small movements in your fingers and in your toes. Gently roll over onto your left side. Stay here for as long as you need. When you feel the time is right, begin to journey towards a comfortable seat. When you get there, bring your hands to your heart in Anjali Mudra. Take a gentle bow of your head. Take a moment to acknowledge not just yourself, but all the people out there doing this practice in whatever way they can. But as always, I leave you with what Maharaji left Ram Dass: love everybody, tell the truth. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with us, guys. As always, if you have any questions, please ask. With this online platform, we want to stay engaged with you guys as we can, so any questions, please reach out. Any requests as well. Guys, have a good day. We'll see you next time.